So now that we have the mobile mockup in place, I want to go back to the desktop mockups here. As you can see, we have our application landing page. And how do we get from this screen to the, to getting the user to use our application? We need to have a way. For example, we have the start button here. Yeah, when the user presses the start button, what I want to do is I want to immediately get them to this screen up here, but they will probably be scared because they don't know what this application is and how to work with it. So we need to have some screen that explains them how to use it. So I think that the first view that the user sees is not this, it's a different one. So we can have a unique screen that only appears the first time, which can be let me copy paste this. We can remove everything here on the left, since we have 0 activities at the moment, and the button too, because we want the user to just perform a single action. Think like this as a squeeze page. You know, squeeze pages are the pages you see on the internet where you can do anything else than filling a form or pressing a button. Those are pages that are built explicitly to give the least available options to the user to perform one single action. And we want the person to perform one single action now, which is adding the first activity. We want them to be hooked into the app. Rather than having all this information to complete, we can have one thing at a time. So we can let me copy this. Let me copy everything here below, or here to the side. We can have we can remove everything, and we can just say what? Enter a title for something you did. And the user can enter, I went on the mountain. Then we will have a button, which is next. Okay, we can have let me make this smaller so we can have more of these on the same screen here. Okay, so the next thing is when did you do it? Or where this happened? And we will have the map with the place and the pin too. Let me make this okay. So the person can pin the activity to the exact place where it happened. This is not English, right? Where did this happen? Probably. Okay, and then we will have the third screen, which is the when. When did this happen? And we can have our calendar here, which is pre-filled with the current date, current time, and okay. Then we will have the time. something like this. You will have the time picker. Okay, when the person clicks next again, I think that we can show. Maybe we have too many screens already. Maybe we can consolidate everything into a single screen. Like this. So yeah, I think that we can also have the editor down below and the images. So instead of having multiple screens, I'm now thinking that we can have one single screen that makes it like super fast to enter an activity. Like images here, you can have the editor. Yeah, and then a button to add some images, or like drag and drop pictures here. And we can say save the activity. I think that we are going to use this screen, which I like, for when we click the plus button to enter a new activity. The edit activity view will be different because like we already have the information, we just need to tweak something or remove an image, add a new one. So it will be a different use case, but the time you add a new activity, I think that this form is pretty cool. And we will use something similar for the mobile app too. So there is nothing like, we don't have to like change the layout because we don't have the sidebar, we don't have anything. We can just make the text like smaller in width and everything should work out perfectly. Yeah, I think that this will also change while we are working on the code and we like play around with it in the browser when we have done it for the first time, the first iteration, and we will change everything and maybe we can try different things. In my opinion, iterations are like essential, especially in terms of UI and user experience, because while we can think about something at this stage, when we are using it, it's completely different. Yeah, and I think that when we have something to work with, it will also be easier to reason about when we need to craft the perfect experience for the users. So I think that what we have here is like pretty enough, and I didn't spend a lot of time like refining the tiny details, but I want to first have something I can play with. Otherwise, I can't imagine like crafting the perfect experience on paper like this on mockup, and then like it's difficult for me to go into more details at this stage because like I'm a developer, you know, and I'm sure that like people with different backgrounds, like design background or like a more process focused background, will say, oh, you can't like start coding now. But everyone is different, and like this is my perspective on the subject. So I think that in the next video I will brainstorm on the application name, and we can start like getting a domain name for the app. Yeah, and maybe we can also work on some logo stuff or something. So stay tuned.